Very, very good. The blessing of Allah. It is a revival of the Sunnah. I think the more we do this, the more we show others that this is the way to do nikah, the better it will be. Nikah is getting together, and there are two parties getting together. And Allah Azza wa Jal says in the Holy Quran, in Surah Al-Furqan, He says that He has made for each and every one of us, apart from all the things that He has provided us, He said, nasaban wa sihra. He said that He has given us a lineage, a family tree that we've got, and also at the same time He has told us that we've got a family tree on our wife's side. That person that Allah has created for us is Zawj, and Zawj in Arabic literally is half. Now, you look at the person who's actually getting married, he's a person who's full. He's an entire complete person. You look at the bride who's about to get married, she's completely full. But Allah has given them the names of Zawj, and He has said Azwaj, halves. And why He has given the name of a half is because two halves will make a complete. And together they must understand how two wholes can make one whole. What does that mean? That means that each person who's coming to the marriage must understand that there are things to be given up. And this is the reason why Allah said, mawaddatan wa rahmah. Mawaddatan wa rahmah in Surah Ar-Rum. Is because mawadda, which is unconditional love, and rahmah, which is mercy, are the two things that will keep giving fuel to the marriage. And it will give it a long, long journey until death departs one of them. These are the two things that will keep the marriage going. If it's to do with my ways and only my way and only my background and only the way I know life to be, and therefore I want the opposite to also adjust to my ways. If each party says that, then there is no nikah that will last. There is no concept of zawj. There is no concept of half and half. For that reason, before we even get married, one of the du'as that we've already been making throughout our life, and we should be making, is Hablana, Rabbana Hablana min azwajina wa dhurriyatina qurrata a'yun. Oh Allah, make my spouse, my other half, wa dhurriyatina, and also all the progeny that will come from us and the children that will come from us, make them the coolness of our eyes. وَجَعَلْنَا لِلْمُتَّقِينَ إِمَامًا, and make us not only people who are aware of you, but as a combination of a family, make us leaders of those who will have your awareness in their minds. So as a family unit, make us those people who will be seen by others as role models, be seen by others as examples of being, this is what a family should be like. Now, we are in this time, in this day and this age, and I must say that the comforts that we've got around us and the many comforts that we've got sometimes are the very reasons for the differentiation and the dissension and the discord that may get caused between the two parties. One of the blessed things is to have these comforts, but to have qana'ah, to have the qualities that Allah Azza wa Jal has given to us. And these are the things that keep people together. Qana'ah is something where it doesn't matter how much Allah has given you, you are satisfied with the least amount of gifts from Allah. And you are satisfied with whatever Allah has provided. That is a very, very dear quality. And whichever spouse will have that. In fact, if both spouses have that, then the marriage can never go wrong. Because whether you're living in a hut, or whether you're living in a palace, or whether you're living with means that are just sufficing you for the day, or you've got something for an entire 10 years, as long as qana'ah is there in the heart, you're happy with whatever you've got. And what's most important is, I think really important to say for this day and age of marriage, is that the gifts and the gifts of Allah that are tangible, and we're able to see those gifts, those are not the things that bring the happiness to the couple. So today we're all going to sort of inshallah share some gifts and give to the couple, and they will go out and inshallah Allah will make it a prosperous marriage for them. But those material items and the tangible gifts that are given to them are a temporary means of enjoyment of this world. And Allah has summed that up by saying mata, which is enjoyment that you have on a temporary basis. But mata and temporary enjoyment is not that which gives a person a lifetime worth of happiness. Lifetime worth of happiness is based on salah. It's based on being righteous. That is why in Sahih Hadith of Muslim, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, "Ad-dunya kulluha mata." He said, all of the things that you own of this world, they are all items and things and assets and ownerships that you may have, which are temporary enjoyments. Mata. Wa khayru mata'il Muslim. And the best ownership a Muslim man can have is al-mar'atu salihah, is a woman who is righteous. Woman who is righteous, and she is pious. She is one who is connected with Allah Azza wa Jalla. There is nothing greater than that. My brothers and my sisters who are listening at the back, it is not about today, it's not about the chores of this world, but it's whether we have found Allah Azza wa Jalla in our hearts. For when Allah Azza wa Jalla and the taqwa, one of the things Allah has said about the beginning of marriage is taqwa. That's why there's 3 verses that are going to be recited. Ya ayyuhan nasu ttaqu rabbakum. The first verse. Second verse, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu taqullaha haqqa tuqatih. The third verse, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu taqullaha wa qulu qawlan sadida. All these 3 verses from Surah An-Nisa, from Surah Al-Imran, and from from the 22nd juz, Surah Al-Ahzab. All these 3 verses that Allah Azza wa Jal has given hukum to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to say at the beginning of a marriage, they all have one thing in common, which is taqwa. If taqwa is there, the internal piety, remembrance of Allah, the continuous consciousness, the awareness of Allah Azza wa Jal, if inside the qana'ah is there, that I'm satisfied with this, if inside that unconditional love is there, if inside the mercy, His mercy is not an act of just a hand, it can be an act of the hand, but it's more of mercy, is an intention in the heart first, which emanates and becomes an act of the hand or the body. If that is all there, and if a person sees that taqwa again, وَجَعَلْنَا لِلْمُتَّقِينَ إِمَامًا, if all that is there, then together, no matter how many ups and downs are there in the marriage, there will be nothing. Because that taqwa, that love, that piety, that all that will keep them continuing throughout their lives. And to my brother Muhyiddin, who is getting married today, and to my sister Asma, them getting married in the masjid, in the house of Allah, is the beginning of a great blessing. The advice that I'm going to give to the pair of them, and I think this is advice shared by ulama given, is to be those who can show submission to Allah Azza wa Jal, which is the meaning of being a Muslim. And that is the reason why in the second verse, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, وَلَا تَمُوتُنَّ إِلَّا وَأَنْتُمْ مُسْلِمُونَ. Why that verse is there is to remind the couple that throughout your life, your target is that entire full submission to Allah Azza wa Jal one should try to acquire before they reach their end. So in the state of death, one is in full submission of God. Now, there is one thing about submission, and there is another thing about full submission to God. When Allah Azza wa Jal addressed this, He said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O you who believe, udkhulu fi silmi kafa. Come into this submission